Hello, 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 everybody. I'm getting the word out about the stream, but we've got the finals here today. Jack1Best versus Chienyouki. This is a pre-force throw ban because we started at the start of the month. So Chienyouki is indeed playing force throw in his Kylo deck. All right. I'm going to give them the go-ahead to start this thing out. Let's take a look at these deck lists. They're linked in the description on Substack if you want to take them out. Or check them out, sorry. I'm going to try and get this gamer angle set up. Yeah, but this is Chienyouki's Kylo deck. It's pretty typical. Not got a ton of, super out of the ordinary things in there. Just all the good Kylo OTK stuff. And then this is Jack1Best playing Poe ECL, which looks a lot like Sabine, but with a bit more spaceships and some of the resistance synergies. So let's get into it. It all comes down to this. All right, Chienyouki starting with the initiative here. He's got the Secret of Sage here, which is really interesting. Potentially can follow up with Constructed next turn onto it. Jack's just going to go for the A-Wing in space, which is pretty nice. Kylo filters out the snapshot and picks up another upgrade. And Jack's going to get initiative here. He's got a couple interesting lines here. He'd go for Masterpiece Sundari or for Chewie onto the Poe. On Chian's side, it looks like his only 3-drop is going to be this Constructed. But he's got a Long Pike in there. Just got to remember that for later. And yeah, it's going to be the Chewie for Jack. Makes a lot of sense here. Kylo can filter out an upgrade here. Ooh. Sorry about that. All right. 6 to base coming down from the A-Wing. And then the Fallen goes down onto that Sage. And Jack is just going to take initiative, yeah. Not going for the force throw. Just trying to race here. We'll see if that works. Chien does have the snapshot, so if he can get to 7, like he can flip and hit for a lot right away. But that's no guarantee. This Poe deck can put out damage fast. Already got 12 in there, it looks like. I mean, this Sage is also going to be getting a lot in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attack right now. And that's going to be now 8 attack on this Sage. BB-8 going to be dropped onto the Masterpiece. Let's pull a BB-8. For the stream. Just a +1, +2 here. So that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 damage coming in from the Sage. So now Chienyouki has the lead in terms of damage. Let's see, can he get... It's going to be a race to see if they can win this turn. Because let's see, this A-Wing is going to hit for 6. That brings Chien to 18. Masterpiece can be 5, going to 23. And then a Poe flip is lethal. Or an ECL Poe is also lethal. I imagine we might actually see ECL Poe first here to try and take off some of the upgrades here. Yep, so there's ECL Poe. And then I imagine, can he actually kill the Sage here? 6, 7, 8, 9 health total. So no, he can't kill the Sage. But he can go like 2 to base and also take out one of the upgrades. Defeat Fallen Saber. Oh, he's gonna ping the shield. 3, 4. Oh no, he can't kill the Sage with this. This does kill the Sage. And actually the Poe survives. Wow. And that might be enough to do it here. Because I think Jack's just gonna have lethal with both of those. Yeah. So Chien's going to call it. And Jack1Best. 1 game away from his first TTI League title. So you look at the bracket here. To get here, Jack had to play defending champion Wei Yun and beat him in 2, and then beat MK Jester's Palpatine in 2. And Chienyouki got his games in earlier, played the first ever Carabas match against Sticky Ricky and managed to win. And then managed to beat Dylan in a tight best of 3 in the top 4. So let's take a look at what they might sideboard here. Jack's got an interesting one. I think those Fang Fighters are definitely coming in to help with some of those upgrades. Outflank, maybe. Air superiority, maybe. Air superiority would actually probably be nice for dealing with like Karis or Migs. Grenade strike, maybe, because it deals with Migs. We'll see. And on Chien's side, he's got some stuff for grinder matchups with those Devastators in there. But he's got just a bunch of like random like value cards, like Force Lightning, Pillage, Perilous Position, Open Fire, and he's also got the Grenade Strikes in there. I imagine he's probably gonna want to take out these Rivals Falls because they're not gonna be super useful in this matchup. So we'll see. All right. And that is definitely Fang Fighter in Jack's hand. All right, so Chien is again going to start us off here. Again, taking a mulligan. He's got quite a few upgrades in here. Force Lightning, Open Fire. I believe Open Fire was only in his sideboard, so we know that came in. Witch of the Mist here is interesting, but no Force Throw to combo with it. Does hurt a bit. Oop. So, yep, there's the Witch of the Mist. I'm kind of surprised he resourced the Constructed there. It's usually a pretty nice one to have. So now Chien has got to decide if he wants to claim here, if he wants to use the Kylo to cycle. He is going to cycle here. Picks up the Grenade Strike. Let's pull that one up for those that don't know it. It is a nice out to the A-wing here. On Jack's side, Jack's only 3 cost here is that Fang Fighter. He could go for the Sabine on the ground also. And he also has that air superiority. Let's out of the sideboard. Let's pull that one up. But he's just going to open up with a swing from the A-wing. And then it's Sabine on the ground. I think Chien might have been waiting to try and get like a good grenade strike off in space. And then finish something off with Target Town. But nope, yeah, I'm just going to be forced to use it on the A-wing there. Kylo going to cycle Fallen here. Is he having second thoughts about it? No, he's going to go for it. And then we're moving on. K2SO online for Jack this turn, which is interesting. But first, just going to use the Sabine. This one is definitely a slower game than last one, which does favor Chien because the longer this goes, the closer we get to Kylo, sorry, being able to come down and just close this one out. He definitely has that inevitability. Cycle Perilous here. Another Anakin. Chien also does at some point need to start getting damage into the base, and right now he's got nothing that is doing that. He is doing a good job of playing control here, though. If he wants it, he can go like Force Lightning on the K2, ram the Sabine, targeting down the Sabine, so the whole board is clear. I see in the chat. Looks like Chien is having trouble seeing the second copy of Anakin here. All right, looks like we got that issue fixed. So, yeah, there's a Force Lightning onto the K2. So its ability will not trigger. And, yeah, looks like we're going for the target town. The witch survives. So, on to 5 resources. That's the flip turn for Jack. If he wants to just flip this Poe onto the ground. He's got no units on board. So, kind of is forced to do that. He's got a couple units in hand that he can play out. On Chien's side, just 2 resources away from that Kylo flip. Second Fallen has hit the discard here. And there's the Poe onto the ground. Chien does have the Force Throw, which he can use on himself if he wants. Yep, he's just going to Force Throw his own Anakin. Kill that Poe. And things are definitely looking up for Chien here. Sundari, Peacekeeper, gonna come down here. The Witch is just gonna do 1 to base. And then Jack takes initiative. And then I guess the second Witch of the Mist for Chien. Yeah. It's nothing fancy, but it gets the job done. Long Pike. Picked up here. That would have been nice to have last turn. But we're at 6 resources. Anakin can come down here. Jack's just going to hit with the Sundari here. While he can. And Jack now has to... He has to set up a position where he's not going to die to like too much space stuff. So here's the Poe flip onto the black one. So this black one is gonna be hitting for a lot here. Oh, that's the wrong black one that I just pulled up. There we go. All right, here comes Anakin. Gonna do... Does he have both? Yeah, I know he's got villain, but does he... Did he discard a heroic resolve or something earlier? Perilous, Fallen, Grenade Strike. Oh, he did. Yeah, on turn 1, he did. So that does kill that black one. Gonna go for Cassian on the ground here. Jack's going to hit into 3, but then Chien is going to get initiative here and is going into the 7 resource turn, which means it's Kylan time, baby. It's Kylan time. That's effectively going to shut off the ground arena. Well, I mean, Jack does still have his ECL up. He doesn't have anything in hand that can kill Kylo instantly. Now, of course, Chien doesn't know that, and he does have to play around it. So, yeah, he's just going to take some kind of play from Jack. Fleet Lieutenant Cassian is a play there. Which the Mist just goes to base. And yeah, now even more resources being committed from Jack. And Chien still has his Kylo cycle ability if he wants. I don't think he has an extra 1-drop upgrade in there, so I think he's probably just going to have to play 2 3s. Or I guess yeah. I don't think he has a holocron or a hot shot. He did draw a hot shot this turn, but he resourced it. But he does have double fallen, which is still pretty nice. Not gonna dilly-dally any longer. Just gonna flip here. And what's it gonna be? 1 fallen and 2 fallen. And yeah, he doesn't have anything else. So that's going to be 11 coming down. With the hot shot and the resource row, that is actually 2 hits lethal. All right, air superiority going to be used just to do 4 damage to the Kylo. And then 11 to base. And he also gets to hit both those units for 2. So Jack takes initiative. He's got to draw some way to kill this Kylo. That air superiority might seem like it's a bit facile, but he actually does. I think he actually does need it here. Okay, so he does pick up the Poe, and that keeps him in the game. Let's see how he does it. But yeah, I mean the Poe, there's multiple ways to kill it. So he's going to defeat one of them, it looks like. And then I guess he can just do 2 to base. Because the Poe attack gets through all this health. He doesn't need any more damage. Yeah, so 2 to base and defeat one of the sabers. So that's all of his cards, but he does save himself for the time being. He does have lethal on board. That draw might have just won Jack the game. I'd say yeah, because Chien can kill one of these ground units, but then he is going to take a hit from the other one. Oh no, he can give one of his. He can give one of these guys Sentinel with the constructed, so he's not out of it yet. So that Anakin does have Sentinel, and he's pretty big, hitting for 7. So 2 of those hits wins, but 2 hits from this A-Wing also wins. So Jack's going to do the first one, and that, I think, is going to force the claim from Chien. And he does have draws that do it here. He's got to find one of them. Yep. So Chien claims Poe's going to deploy onto the, or attach more properly to the A-Wing here. And Jack's not going to run his ground units in. And neither of those draws do it here. So Chien is going to be forced to concede here. Congratulations to Jack1Best for taking it down in 2. The perfect top cut, didn't lose a single game. And he is your season 18 champion with Poe ECL. They said it couldn't be done. I don't know who, but somebody probably said it couldn't be done. And Jack proved them all wrong. And congrats to Chienyouki for making it this far, representing the Night Owls, I believe is their team. So yeah, we are going to have coverage on this channel tomorrow of a planetary qualifier somewhere in Wisconsin. I can't remember exactly where. Hobby Night Games remembers the store, but I can't remember what city it is. I'll probably be on commentary and probably on production also. So be on the lookout for that. Coming up, I think we're going to have Portland sector qualifier coverage on this channel also. Maybe. We'll see. There will be Portland qualifier coverage. I'll say that for sure. And eventually we're going to have the Invitational. And in a few days, we're going to have a new season of the Top Cut. So thank y'all for tuning in. And remember to always take the initiative.